This time of year, I have a brand new full-time job. So 3 days ago, I spent about an hour in my garden raking up leaves. After an hour, I had a pristine garden. I could see the lawn again, and it looks brilliant. Lot of work, I'll be honest with you. My Fitbit registered it as cycling. That's how hard I was working. Went indoors, made myself a nice cup of tea as a reward, settled down, enjoyed my cuppa, and looked out the window and saw, yeah, you guessed it, more leaves falling on my pristine lawn. 24 hours later, I look out of the window again, and it's like I hadn't even bothered in the first place. There was just a carpet of brown and yellow and orange leaves all over my lawn. I grunt in frustration, at which point a miracle happens. My 15-year-old son volunteers, unpaid I should point out, to go and rake them up for me. Absolutely, I say. You crack on, you go for it. So my son then rakes up all the leaves. Once again, I have a really, really nice, pristine lawn. Until today, 2 days later, when I look out the window and there is, on no word of lie, like 6 inches thick, just leaves everywhere. So I go out again, I rake up the lawn. And as I'm out there, I'm thinking, this is the bit of the job that I really hate. And I know that's not my job. My job is not raking up leaves. And I know there'll be some American guru out there who says, you shouldn't be raking up your own leaves. You should be employing a gardener. But I'm not going to get a gardener, pay him to come and rake up the leaves only for within an hour of him leaving for it to look like he hadn't come. Not going to do that. It's the opposite of what I love to do in my business. So I wrote a book called Evergreen Assets. And what's the best thing about Evergreen Assets? Well, you get to do the work once and reap the rewards again and again and again. Just like evergreen trees don't drop their leaves. Okay. The problem is I've got quite a big garden out here. There's a lane that runs up the back. There's loads of trees out there, but they're almost all deciduous. They all drop their leaves. So I do the work, and an hour later, my rewards have been reaped. No more rewards to be had. If I want more rewards, i.e. a nice looking garden, or a lawn that actually gets some sunlight this time of year, I've got to do the work again. And that is why I love Evergreen Assets, because Evergreen Assets enable you to do that work once. They are permanent evergreen assets to get customers, to nurture relationships with customers, to turn prospects into sales, to turn one-off transactional customers into lifelong raving fans, and to generate reviews, referrals, testimonials, recommendations, to keep people coming into your Evergreen Assets ecosystem permanently. And I'm not going to lie, creating Evergreen Assets is difficult, but it's not much more difficult than raking the leaves once. So could you create an Evergreen Asset in your business this week? I reckon you could. Would it save you from having to do the work again and again and again? Do you go out and get customers only to find that 3 months later, you need to go and get some more customers because you've lost them? You've got a leaky bucket. Well, let's fix the bucket. That's the concept of my forthcoming book that I'm working on, coming out in 2025, called Retention First. And that, the subtitle of Evergreen Assets is Do the Work Once, Reap the Rewards Again and Again and Again. Then Retention First could be get the customers once and get them to stay again and again and again. Whatever you do in your business, please just remember, anytime you are raking up leaves as the leaves are falling, as they do this time of year, that you could make your life so much easier by just focusing on creating some evergreen assets.